thanks everybody for. I don't have to look at the laptop because I can't really see them. But I do appreciate that y'all are being there in VR for this event, and also appreciate all of y'all that are attending. Um, if you are wondering why it said keynote and with no information, that is because I have no slides. I have no talk. It's like I just figured out what I was going to be talking about this morning because I want it to be something that is like it's not going to be a scientific. It's not going to be like all that kind of technical. It's literally about what I feel like we should be discussing, but we don't discuss enough in our communities because this is DEF CON Group's community. And and I will admit that it was heavily, what's that word? Oh, I hate being a high school dropout. Yeah, we'll go with that one. Whoever said the influence, thanks. So it could be heavily influenced with it being my 20th anniversary here. It's like because my first year at DEF CON at 2012, yes, I'm old, get over it. It's like 2012 was a disaster. It was a disaster. And I'm not talking about like the cool disaster where it's like, whoo, and then I skidded out like I meant to do that. I meant like I lost people that could have been potential friends during that conference because when you've got someone who is on the spectrum and ADHD and they're putting an overwhelming mix of all these different people from all these different places, and I'm trying to mimic like everybody so I can fit in and people will like me. And I spray painted my hair blue, and it's like, and I wore very shiny dragon shirts because hackers. It's like, yeah, it was that bad. I wrote about it on defcon.org's Speakers Corner, where they actually, I'm the very first story about being the wise person at DEF CON. And it's like, because they say a wise person learns from their mistakes. No, a smart person learns from their mistakes. A wise person learns from the mistakes of others. And I am very good at helping people be wise. Okay. And that's what I try. It's like, so I don't ever have to worry about it, but you're supposed to not be the smartest person in the room. And so over the years, though, and when I was first there at DEF CON and it kept getting better, I found my family. It's like I disowned my family. My childhood was against the Geneva Conventions. Okay, so I was homeless and living behind a dumpster by the time I was 16, high school dropout. It's like I didn't think I was going to be living past 30. It was like I survived my first murder attempt when I was 10. It's like I'm bringing down the room. We'll make it funny and again just a second. And then I started working. It's like at being better at DEF CONing. It's like DEF CON 13 rolls around. I wasn't that much better. It's like, but I was better. And by 14 and 15, I understood it's not about DEF CON. It's about the people at DEF CON. It's about the connections. It's about sharing. And we go to the Lexus Park. It was about a bunch of weird, wild, crazy kids. And now we're here, and it's about bringing our kids and sharing that experience with them. And that's an amazing thing. And one of the greatest complaints I love hearing about DEF CON is that it's too big. DEF CON's too big. It's like, what can you do here? There's too many people. No, because you're not talking about DEF CON. DEF CON is the hallways and the chill out rooms and a couple of tracks. DEF CON is the tent pole in the desert that gets thrown up every year for all the tribes to meet under. The Wi-Fi hacking tribe, the social engineering hacking tribe, the hardware hacking tribe, the lockpicking hacking tribe. All the different tribes come here. And when you're here, you share. Sometimes you join a new tribe. Sometimes you find that you can be a part of all the different tribes. It's like it's a buffet. It's not like, we're not the soup Nazi guy. It's like, it's like no soup for you. No, everybody can be a part of whatever they want to be. It's like, I'm old, so that's why I do Seinfeld jokes. But that's the whole point, is that this is what DEF CON is about. And what DEF CON Groups is about is spreading that. I've always looked at my life and everyone else's life as rocks or pebbles, because, it's good for breaking things. And it's like, but also the whole world is like, it's not like the world, it's a lake. And you can have a rock that could just go in, and no matter how small that rock is, it's going to make a ripple. For good or bad, it's going to ripple throughout. And it's like sometimes through history, sometimes it's going to ripple out just for the next 50 years or something. It's like Dan Kaminsky was a meteor in that lake. Barnaby Jack, Brantz, Brad the Nurse. It's like Decaf. So many of other hackers that we've lost. Da Vinci, another hacker we lost. Hedley Lamar, Ada Lovelace, Alan Turing, Nikola Tesla, screw Edison. We're not mentioning him. It's like all those people were making meteors. I'm not going to do
Oh, so I wasn't the only one losing the voice.
It looks like we lost a connection there, Jason. Keep going.
Make one. I'm ignoring you guys. I'm just going to keep talking so y'all can disconnect when y'all want. But yes, so if there's a local DEF CON in your area, join it. Be a part of it. DEFCONgroups.org gives you the access to find those places. And if there's not one, start one. It's not that hard. It's so easy. I can do it. Okay. And I'm not even joking. You should see my executive dysfunction. I had to try to get someone else in here who was he had to tweet it because I just had too much executive. I did not want to have to tweet out the fact that it's like we're starting the meeting. Okay. So it's just basically an email. Start these groups. Start up and start finding other people of your tribe where you live. And then share what it means to be about DEF CON. Some people, we've got over 20 people in the room right now from all over the world. It's like who were not able to attend, but they still want to be a part of the ripple. They're still sharing that, not DEF CON, that hacking spirit about the acceptability. The reason why I became the DEF CON Group's global ambassador, besides I'm the biggest fanboy of DEF CON, obviously DT said so. It's like, is that because I've never let invisible lines on a map dictate who my friends are. Because that is one of the silliest things I've ever heard of. It's like we are all humans and we are all hackers. And it doesn't matter what our exterior or outside of I call it our meat robot because my mind is my consciousness. I don't talk to your arms. I'm not talking to your foot. I'm talking to the consciousness inside the meat robot. So why do I care about what it looks like or who it docks to or how you alter it? It's not my business. It's like I'm talking to the person here. And it's like, and that's what defines us, is how we impact other people and how they think and how they feel and how they can create bigger ripples. Because your ripples add to others. It gets other people involved. And I am never going to create a big thing. I'm never going to create a big program like H.T. Moore. I was there at DEF CON 12 when he released Metasploit. Dave Kennedy, a legend and another meteor that is still around, still creating the ripples. It's like creating tools for the community, helping people understand what a hacker is. And it's like, never going to do any of that either. But I can help inspire other people that will create bigger ripples. And that's enough for me. And that should be enough for you. And if it's not, then be a bigger meteor, because you can do that too. And you can inspire people in your local area to do that, because that's what it's all about, is just creating those ripples and trying to get more people who don't understand that they're hackers understanding that they were born hackers. We were all born with that curiosity, that natural inspirational gift saying, this is what the world says this is supposed to be, but nah, I don't like it like that. Can we do it this way? That's what hacking is. You go to any 3-year-old, that's the prime example of a hacker. Why? Why is it doing that? Who's that? Why do I have to talk to that? No, I don't like. Why? Who's that? No, I don't know. Why is the clouds like that? Can you explain that to me? Constantly questioning. It's like, what are you playing with? It's like, oh, that's a UFO. It's like, well, it looks like duct tape. No, it's a UFO. And it's like, and this is what I'm going to make. And it's like, and that's hacking. Usually institutionalized schooling and our peers and our family kill that out by the time you're 20. But if you keep that into your 20s, you're able to keep that curiosity from that 3-year-old child of asking, then yes, you are definitely a hacker. It's like, just like Tesla, just like Edison, even though he's a horrible he's like the Elon of, like, I don't know why they didn't call the freaking cars Edison's, but still it would have made more sense. But I'm sorry, ranting. But the whole point is that all those people are hackers. Why are we equating computers with hacking? Why does it have to be, you have to be good at a computer? I couldn't Python my way out of a paper bag, even if there was a Python in the bag with me, okay? It's not going to happen. I'm still a hacker. If you're here in this group, and if you're here now at DEF CON, congratulations, you're a hacker. I don't care if you're wearing, like, and there's so many people, it's like you see people that are dressed and they feel like awkward because of the way they're dressed or something. Like, you're a hacker. It doesn't matter what you're wearing. It's like, you're a hacker. You belong here. Nothing else matters except for your presence, not the external. It's in here. Don't let anybody gatekeep you and tell you different, because, oh my God, there's nothing worse than failing at something in life, but then you can feel the pleasure of trying to deny someone for doing it better than you. And that is all gatekeeping is about. It's like, oh, I'm not good at that. How dare you think that you could be good at that, because you're not me and I'm awesome. And so why should other people succeed? And you look different, or you talk different, or you pray different, or you love different. So therefore, there's all these things wrong with you. Screw that effing noise. We're hackers. Who says there's a gate? It's like Neo. There's no spoon. There's only the gatekeeper inside your head that you need to defeat, because there's enough people talking crap about you outside of it. And I've had that every day. It's like people talk about my DEF CON 19 talk, and I'm telling you, that was one of the worst talks I ever gave. And so many people watched it and so many people learned from it. And I sounded like Mr. Mackey. Look at the YouTube comments, because when I'm really depressed, I read the YouTube comments because it just makes me sadder. And I'm, I just like to make it worse for me. I know. No, rule number 1 of the internet, don't Google Rule 34. Rule number 2 of the internet, don't read the comments. Rule number 3, never reply to the comments. Rule number 4, always remember Rule 2 and 3. It's like, I understand that. It's like, but I have issues. And so, but I am telling you, what people don't realize is that DEF CON 19, I was dealing with a gatekeeper. I was dealing with a bully who told me at a conference earlier that year that it was like who I respected and I looked up to, who is actually a legend and almost a good person. He's not a good person. He's a piece of human filth, but he's very good at what he does. And he's better at some of the red teaming stuff that than I can do, more adapt and stuff than that. I'm not going to disparage his skills or his love for the community. He's just human garbage. And it's like, and he started bullying me and he said that he was going to take me out. I'm tired of you giving talks. And it's like, and so that year he started this campaign of trying to make me lose my confidence. And that's not hard. I have no self-esteem. So it's like, and at DEF CON 19 was when it accumulated. And in human nature, when you're like questioning, when you're trying to get people to understand, we do affirmative words when we're talking, okay? I'm trying to engage, like, so you know that I'm talking. So that's why the whole DEF CON talk was nothing but 30 minutes of content and 15 minutes of okay, because I was just trying to get that affirmation. It sucked. It's like if you look at it from that side, if you look at it clinically and you go back, oh yeah, that was pretty cringy. It's like that's the reason why I've done other talks that were similar to it, just so people will stop watching DEF CON 19 and see some of the cooler ones because they're way cooler. Watch my SaintCon keynote from 2022. I literally stripped on stage. It was awesome. It was titled Hacker Striptease.
Can we get that today?
No, because in Hacker Striptease, I mean, actually, I've got no shame in bad impulse control, dude. That's why I social engineer. It's like, and it's DEF CON. And I've got a raccoon onesie, an inflatable dinosaur costume, and Minion PJs right there. So technically it could happen, but technically it will happen, but no one wants to see that. So the whole point is I survived and I kept going. My haters are now my best motivators because I have, like I said, I have terrible self-esteem. I don't think I'm going to do well. I don't think things are going to work out right. But I got people to prove wrong. I got people out there rooting for screw that. It's like only my mother gets to talk to me like that. It's like, and she can't do that anymore because I don't talk to her. So it's like don't bring that thing. I exist out of spite. It's like I succeed out of spite now. I'm just that petty to keep doing good. So don't let people hold you back. Don't let you and your expectations of how you see the world or how you think people are seeing you hold you back. Keep spreading the ripples. Keep actually being out there and trying to be a bigger ripple so you can help someone on their wave to create more. And that's why we join DEF CON groups. That's why we start the other ones, because one of the biggest problems we have is that when we're growing up, we're alone and there's no one like us around. And so we think it's just on us. We just think it's us having that problem or us just thinking that way. And then you find a DEF CON group and you realize I'm not alone. There are other weirdos like me. There may be different kind of weirdos, but we can weirdo together once a year with our other members of our tribe and the weirdos that we like to weirdo together with. And that's what it's all about. So hashtag DEF CON's a weirdo place. But, don't do that because they'll get mad at me because people always want to make it the worst way. But that's it. As I told you, I had those slides. I was going to ramble. Did I ramble for 30 minutes? Okay, I think I've got like 5 more minutes or something to ramble. So I will open it up to the other part of the thing where it's just hacker things with Jason. Be warned, I don't filter. So ask any question you want and I will answer it. Any question. Try me, mother. Huh?
What is the most illegal thing you've ever done?
And has the statute of limitations expired?
Huh?
And has the statute of limitations expired?
Okay. I accidentally was asked to give a talk, and I got to keep this generic, okay? Because I honestly did commit 8 felonies. It's like, and I don't know if the statute of limitations are expired. But I was asked
In
to
Minecraft, it wasn't Minecraft.
don't raise. I see there's a couple guys there like, let's hear it. Let's hear it. We're all ears. Okay. I was asked to give a talk at a location that was headquarters of a place of people that could or could not be government affiliated, and so easy to name that a toddler could do it with lettering blocks. And so thank you guys for showing up. I greatly appreciate the awkwardness. And then, so they asked me to give my DEF CON 19 talk. That was on them, not me. I'm a very literal person. So what I did was, if you don't see my DEF CON 19 talk, thank God, don't. But I did the same thing in the keynote at SaintCon. I would do this little fun little thing where I took out gadgets from my Vesta Doom and showed all these different things of how they could destroy networks. So when that person from this location asked me to do it, oh, they want me to see if I can get the stuff in and then do that talk and then do the stuff during the presentation. That's the way my brain works. I'm autistic. It's like you asked me to do, I'm going to do it the way it was said. So I get a DEF CON jacket because lols, and it's got a hidden pocket in there. I put a hole in the hidden pocket so I could put an actual Sony UX computer, mini computer, because I like small little mini gadgets because you can break into places with them very easily. And it had a webcam front and back with a cellular modem. All the feds are going, yeah, it was that bad because I found out what SCIF was that day. And then, so then I put that in there. And then all these different malicious USB drives and all these other different devices that could totally destroy and expose possibly potentially a network if it went into anything called like a SIPR or NIPR net, which is I have no idea what those things are at all. And it's like, so I was like, I will smuggle these in like they asked, and I will give this talk. So I used two challenge coins from two different random places that I don't know, I don't remember. Now I do. And it's like, but will not admit. And so, because I thought it would be funny to use the challenge coins as a way to rob people. Or not rob people. I did not rob people at all. Hello, can you hear me on this? Okay. That I did not rob, but when I do my job, I'm robbing people for contracts. Kittens, remember the kittens. So what I do is I walk in, I'm here for the thing, and I got to take my jacket off because for some reason this possible location may or may not have had a metal detector, an armed guard, and a very scary other security person, head of physical security there, and a x-ray machine. So I put the jacket in the x-ray machine and I walk through. Beep, 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 beep. Everybody's all tense. It's like I'm a hacker. So it's like, so I go, oh, my bad. I had this coin in my pocket. And I put the coin out and I go through again. Beep, 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 beep. And everybody's like, why are you still beeping? I don't know why I put it in two pockets. I know exactly why I put it in two pockets. I lied a little bit on that one, okay, which is also a felony. So I may have committed 9 felonies during this thing, now that I think about it. Crap. So I then put the other one in, and then I go through, no problem. Now, what I am famous for is a crosstalk attack. I don't know how to social engineer people. They're professionals. I understand human nature from how I was raised, and my specialtism power is that it's like I understand how naturally humans operate, because normal people terrify the out of me, and I had to understand how y'all act, because y'all are crazy and acting like we're the weird ones, okay? Because we know how things are supposed to make sense, but y'all don't operate that way. And so I do this thing called, no offense, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but it's true. It's like, so I do this thing called a crosstalk attack. because people are like, you'll hear something and it'll say something, but they'll make a connection and they make their assumptions, listen, and they fill in the blanks that they're not hearing. So I go through, and then the security guy goes and says, what's in your jacket? And so this guy only heard him say, what was that? And then I went to him and I turned a little bit. So I'm talking to the head of the physical security there, which was also a mistake. And I told him, I was like, oh, this is the USB drive I got my presentation on. He says, well, I need to take that. You can't take one USB drive in here. And I'm like, oh, little do you know. And it's like, and I hand it to him. And so the security guy thinks that he's doing it and that he's okayed me. And so I grab my jacket, put my jacket back on, and walk into the conference that they're having. And so, because I'm a horrible person and that's what I do. And so, where was the technical skill in that, by the way? Where was the recon and the planning and my Python skills that day that I needed to be a proper hacker for? Exactly. I've never dropped a MySQL database. I've literally put a database server in my car once. So there's your drop. So now I go in. What saved my life and made everybody cool, they're all cool with it. They're pissed, but they're cool. So don't try to look this all up. I went immediately to one of the, I'm going to say employees because that way I don't like give everything away. One of the employees of this establishment. And I said, hey, my jacket's full of stuff. I don't want to wear this stuff around this place. This looks like y'all might take that the wrong way. So, and there's a lot of guns in here. So I'm going to put this over the chair and I need you to watch it. And he's like, okay. I don't know how much trouble he got in because it took me literally a year for me to comprehend. Oh, I bet you he got in trouble too. I literally feel bad for him on that one. It's like he turned out to be a jerk to me later on, so I don't really care that much. But I do feel bad because I'm taking responsibility for my actions. That was wrong of me, and we'll get into it in a bit. And so I then go to the restroom. I try to get the thing, and I start doing my talk. I knew I screwed up royally when I started pulling the devices out, and the guy who invited me turned white like a ghost. I have a curse. This is not a blessing. This is not a special power. I read body language and facial expression way too well. So that means when I give talks like this, I know when people are bored and don't want to listen to it anymore, or when people come up to me and they have to act like they like me and I know they don't. It's like, and I have to play along because social norms. It's like, so that's the way that works. Stupid. It's like, if you don't like me, just stop acting like you like me. We just don't have to talk. It's like, I don't want to talk to you either. I'll say it. I won't say anything about your back. I'm not going to say to your face. It's like, so I gave this. So I knew the people in the back row were the problems. I knew I screwed up because he was like just mortified. The back row wanted to murder me. And they had guns. So I was not comfortable. I literally finished that talk, left my speaker gift on the podium because who's got time for that? And it's like, made an exit. Luckily, there was this other employee that I knew, and she liked me more than the other employee who's probably realizing he's in trouble. And she was walking me out. And then the head of security came. And oh boy, we tried to have a conversation. Well, no, sorry. He tried to have a conversation with me. I asked you if you had anything. You did not comply. I asked you this. You did not comply. Blah, 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 blah. Get it out of because all I started hearing, I started Charlie Brown's teacher. Wah, 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 wah. You did not comply. Wah, wah, you did not comply. I'm like, motherfucker, I'm leaving. It's like, I'm gone. It's like, and I just kept walking to that elevator door. Last thing I heard, you did not comply. And I was gone. It's like the next day, I get a phone call. It's from my favorite employee from this establishment, the one that held my jacket. He wanted to meet me for lunch. And I was like, okay. I love pizza because these employees know that it's like, if you want me to help you with anything, it's like, you got to give me pizza first because I don't work for free. I just work very cheaply. And so we go and meet for pizza. And he sits me down. He's not very hungry for some reason. And he says, Jason, I've got some good news and bad news. After we had a couple of officers spend multiple hours reviewing all the tapes that you from your visit repeatedly, we have come to the conclusion that you were not trying to be malicious and you were not trying to do anything bad. I'm like, yeah, you told me to give the talk. He says, okay, yes, we did. We've learned. And it's like, and he says, because of that, we decided not to charge you with the 8 felonies you committed by bringing these items into an environment that when we invite the employees' families into the environment, they have to leave their cell phones out of this area and have a professional photographer that we've hired to take family photos during their holidays. And then we also have to have a certain light and little other things done and clean desks, all that, because it's a skiff environment. And I'm like, when we're not having conference, I'm like, my bad. So and I was like, so that's bad. But you're not charging me for the 8 phones. No, but we have deemed you as a security risk and you're no longer allowed in the building ever again. And that was unfortunate because it's like they were cool. I did do it like a few years later. They did invite me back. I only had one USB drive and the protocols changed a lot. It's like, and luckily they didn't ask me for that talk. So I just went in and it was fine, except for in that talk, I'm petty and I do things out of spite. In that talk, in the PowerPoint and the About Me slide, I showed a picture of me and Wan Tao in Wuxi, China, when I threw a hacking conference in conference. Wan Tao is also known as China Eagle, the founder of the Chinese Honkers Union that hacked the Pentagon back in the day, still got active warrants out. And I'm like, and I literally, after I showed them that picture, I said, yeah, I could have used any other picture for a bio, but now all you have to write reports because you're in the same room with me and talking to me. So sorry about that. That wasn't a felony, but man, they wished it was. It's like, so to answer your question, that was the most illegal thing I probably ever done. So yeah, I think we're over time. We'll do one more question because I'm really pissed off about having to stress out all the thing. And I still don't have to totally go to the bathroom because I had to stop myself from going to the bathroom because I didn't get a bathroom break before I had to talk and open up this thing and adult. And we all know how much I hate adulting. So is there any other questions anybody wants to ask? They're smart. They want to get out of here. Go. There you go. There you go. If you have a question, we can answer it. Wait, does someone have a question? No. Go. We're done. If you want to come and talk to me later, later after this, that's fine. It's like, but you guys are going.
I'm still digesting your talk. That was amazing.
Things I didn't think I was going to be doing at DEF CON number 4. Admitting to that story in public with feds at DEF CON. There you go.
I just wanted to say,
Yes.
well, 1, thank you,
All right.
and 2, the DEF CON 16 talk is my favorite.
I know it is.
And it is the talk that I show to everybody to show them what DEF CON.
Do me a favor. Go to simulated-adversary.com.
Okay.
One of the very first videos is my keynote from SyncCon. Then I got my Wired video, and I got some other one. I forgot what it was. But those are really good videos too. I was like, and
I'll go check those out.
and they get to watch me strip. It's like in the SyncCon. Because what I do is I show the different personas that I go into a place.
Nice.
So I start off in a business suit. Then I show the passive, which when I go into work suit. So I take my suit off constantly. No one didn't realize what was going on. And then I've got a work shirt and jeans. And then I go to the YOLO method where I rob hotels barefoot and pajama bottoms. And I take off the jeans, my shoes, my socks. and I'm just barefoot in a t-shirt and with pajama bottoms by the end of the talk. No worries. And so it's like,
I'll check it out.
and I show all the different tools that I use to show people you've got to train your employees. And the whole thing is about training employees about watching and being aware of their surroundings.
But I also think you're being too hard on yourself with DEFCON 19. So
Well, thank you
give
very
your
much.
younger self a little more grace. It really is a good talk.
I appreciate that a lot.
Thank you, Jason. And thank you for making Bela feel welcome.
Well, good. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, you rock. And it's like, and I will tell you this right now. It's like the whole family thing for me is here. It's like I have literally cried more when hacker friends that I've only seen maybe just once or twice a year at different conferences have passed than any of my relatives. It's like, because bond, this is the family you choose, not the family you're stuck with. And the ones that you choose are the ones that you bond with. And that's what it means. So definitely, and thank you for being a good father figure and bringing people in and starting the new generation, because that's what it's about. And that's how you show you care, by showing up.
Yep.
So good job.
Yep. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You know, I was just like, I need to introduce you to come to the DEFCON groups thing. I'm like, it's so nice that you're here. So,
Then Devin, there was a,
I was like, I think the name, you remember?
yes, I 207. I 100% remember. And then reach in your bag. Don't make it weird. It's like, it should be happy DEFCON. That is a, well, here, hold on, I'm gonna give you, I got maybe,
Okay, well, thank you, Jason, for our
Yeah,
keynote
thank you.
speech. Yeah, we're getting a lot of room noise, so I think they muted the mic at the conference center, but his avatar's still here. Yeah, Jason, for those who don't know, I didn't really get to introduce Jason, so we have a few minutes here. Jason is the one who championed the first DEF CON Group's VR event in 2020. He's referred to in the past as a notorious hacker by Fox 25 Boston, a world-class hacker by National Geographic Breakthrough Series, and described as a paunchy hacker by Rolling Stone magazine. He, however, prefers if people refer to him simply as a hacker, helper, and human. Jason is the Chief Chaos Officer, isn't that an apt description, of TrueSec, a global cybersecurity solutions provider, the author of Dissecting the Hack series, which is currently required reading at 5 colleges in 3 countries that he knows of. Jason is also the DEF CON Group's global ambassador. He's spoken at DEF CON China, GRRCon, DerbyCon, at several other cons and colleges on a variety of information security subjects. He was also a guest lecturer for the Beijing Institute of Technology for 10 years. Wow. He loves to explore the world and networks as much as he can. He has successfully robbed banks, hotels, government facilities, and biochemical companies, etc., on 5 continents, only successfully robbing the wrong bank in Lebanon once, all others he was supposed to. So not only did he manage to social engineer his way into a restricted facility with a bunch of equipment that we just found out, but he's also accidentally robbed a bank in Lebanon when he was trying to do a
It was
pen
that
test. It looks like.
about that, right?
That's pretty awesome. He is a highly carbonated speaker who has partaken of pizza from Bulgaria to Brazil and China to the Canary Islands. Jason was proud to be chosen as one of the Times Persons of the Year for 2006. So I want to thank Jason for once again giving us an excellent keynote speech. We've got about 15 minutes before our next presentation. So feel free to wander around and see the sites and talk to everybody. That's what this is about, is being able to walk around and share and have fun. So we'll see you back here in about 15 minutes.